All right.
Well, Moonhaven is a beautiful sci-fi series that's kind of focused on peace and love, and then that gets switched up a little bit. Was there something about Arlo or about this utopian idea that really made you want to be a part of Moonhaven?
It was the utopian idea. It was the idea that our creator, our savior, Peter Argo, had come up with this idea, this alternate take on societies and reality, and they were going to let him do a show about it. I was fighting tooth and nail to get any part I could.
How did they then describe Arlo to you?
Arlo is a dreamer. He is how did he describe him? Oh, sorry, that's my windows making noise. How did he describe Arlo to me? A bit of a dreamer, true loon for sure, which means he believes with all his heart that this is the way. Yeah, and Paul's best friend. You know, he kind of described it as a relationship he had in school with one of his friends, and kind of like, I was like, yeah, I want to be that guy. I don't care. I want to be that guy. I want to be on the moon. I want to be a mooner. I definitely want to be from the moon, because that just seemed too good to pass up.
Is Arlo a true believer because he wants this utopian world, or is it something that's just been ingrained in him through years of being at Moonhaven?
I think Arlo is true loon because this is his grandfather's work and his father's work. I think he's third generation mooner. So this is something that he's been born into. So yeah, it's not even a question for Arlo. Like, there is only one way for us to complete this task as a people. And yeah, and he believes wholeheartedly, 100%, brought in, drank the Kool-Aid, all of it. And I was like, yeah, I know this guy. I want to be this guy. I want to talk like this. I want to be weird like this.
There's no war, there's no famine. This is all stuff that they've just had to study, though.
Yeah.
What kind of insight did Peter give you when it came to the history of Moonhaven?
Not a whole lot. The scripts pretty much laid it out. They were like really good books. And I think when he went out looking for people, it was either you got it or you didn't get it. You know what I mean? When you read it and you start to speak it, either you get it or you don't get it. And one thing I was very happy about after one of our first meetings was he thought, I got it. Like, you get it. You know what this is. And I was like, I do? Yes, I do. I mean, yeah, I do, because I got it. I love the story. I love the future that we propose. I love all the ideas that he brings up. It just seems like a blueprint for how we could, if we were to re-examine, if we had that kind of right now self-reflection and could re-examine some stuff.
Hindsight.
We should treat each other a little better as a whole. We are divided now. So, and I apologize for the things the government is doing to you guys. I just fucking sorry. Anyway.
My goodness. But you share the screen with such great co-stars. There's such cast chemistry and true friendship that really seems to exude off this screen. Were you familiar with any of your co-stars before working with them, or did you just happen to find this innate friendship or connection between all of you?
I knew Dominic from his work. I was the guy who made my 4-year-old daughter watch the 13-hour Lord of the Rings expanded edition. I made her sit there for 3 days watching this with me, and she got none of it and was like, at 4 years old. So I was a fan of his. Ayelet, I loved her work. I'd seen her work before, and the rest of them were pretty. Joe, of course. Joe's a badass. But yeah, we as soon as we met, it was instant connection. Like Dom is one of those guys that, you know, he pulls you in. It's easy to connect with him. It's easy to connect with Emma McDonald, who plays Bella Sway. She's fantastic. And I'm just rooting for her the whole time and watching how hard she works and prepares. And, you know, it's a big undertaking for her. And she's meeting it head on and smashing. So yeah, it was good to go and play Big Brother to one. And then, you know, same with Dominic, just like it was easy for us to be partners. It was, you guys need to go out and have a few drinks and see if you have any chemistry. Like, nah, man, he's good. I'm good. We're gonna be good. Watch.
Bella is kind of a question mark though throughout the series. What does Arlo think of her at the beginning as opposed to how it evolves based on what comes out possibly about who she may be?
I think Arlo believes in the goodness of all. We are them and they are us. There's not she is from Earth and I am from the moon. We're all the same. So if there's anything not right or anything suspect about her, he's more into repairing than judging, which is kind of a Mooner's way. Like, I get it. Like, if she's out of balance, then I'm out of balance. It's why we so-called lug the bright, to make sure that if there's trauma in your life, we want to help you grieve properly. So if Bella's been through trauma, it's our job to make sure she comes through it, that she's okay. Because if she's not, it could affect me, which then could affect Paul, which could affect all of us, his family, all of us. So we have to take care of each other. And I think that Arlo is 100% in step with that. And he is my gut experience, my gut reaction to her was curiosity. I had not, as Arlo, I haven't been around many aliens and many Earthers. They're not allowed, so to speak. We see them, we study them, but to actually have one in your presence, it was almost like a wonder, like, holy cow, this is how you guys talk? And yeah, our eyebrows are the same. And holy smoke, like, keep talking. Let me hear you talk more, because I want to learn and soak up as much as I can in this interaction with you. So yeah, I would love my scenes with Emma, Bella Sway, because you really got to see Arlo's his wonder, his excitement about being around an Earther and what he could learn and how that would affect his experience and help him grow. Yeah, it's such a crazy story. It's such a crazy fun story.
I agree. I mean, each episode gets more intense and you get more invested into it. Were there some particular moments that you can tease without spoiling too much that you loved immersing yourself in, or maybe memorable moments you had while you were filming?
The first big moment, I think, like there was an ease and a comedic joining that Dom and I had. We kind of played off each other really well, and there were times where we had to kind of role play and try to figure things out, you know, trying to act out what actually happened here as detectives. We're not your typical Detroit detectives, chase them down, beat them up kind of guys. We're more like grief counselors and deal more in feelings. So it was one of the big moments in the first block of shooting was Arlo kind of reenacting or detect. I want to figure this out. I'm trying to solve a case, and we don't solve cases. We have a device that does all of our legwork. So we pretty much go and pick up the groceries and bring them back. We just kind of deliver stuff, news and grief counseling. But there was a place where we had to deduce and deduct and try to extrapolate clues and figure stuff out. And Arlo just is, he's a little out there. he goes a little far. He gets a little carried away with his deducing and has to be reeled in. But a lot of his thoughts are on a right path. He's a little off. But that was the first one that really made me go, oh, this is going to be fun. Hard not to make it silly, but still fun. I wanted to be careful of, making it too jokey, because it's not a joke, but it is funny because here you have two guys who normally don't do this, really trying to do it. And okay, no fear, throw yourself in. How do we come to this conclusion? Which is not what we do on the moon. It's not about that. It's about you. Are you okay? So yeah, that was fun. Every time I got a script, I was like, oh gosh, what are we doing now? Oh wow, look at that. Yeah. There were some really good moments.
You do, though, have such a skill at comedy. Was there room for you to improvise at all during these scenes, or was it also beautifully written on the page that you wanted to just honor what was written?
Both. Like, I am a remixer by trade. So as soon as I get something, well, not soon as, but a lot of times I get something and I go, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say something else. And then over time, I learned honor the words, and then second take, third take, throw in what you would like. Try something new. Once you've done it once and you feel like you got a good one as written, then throw in something else. And they were Peter, Anna, the directors, Savage and Crudy. They were all for that. They were encouraging, like, you're finding some good stuff, so we're not going to say anything. And then at the end result, you see that it made the cut, and then it's like, okay, good. I was on to something good. Yeah, little bits here and there, and just filling space is one of my specialties. I love to find ways to fill any, not dead space, but just space, so that it feels more conversational, kind of like we're doing now.
Well, we talked about how epic the series is, and it's very cinematic as far as the cinematography aspect of it goes. What was that like for you? Have you seen many episodes to see how that is involved into this series?
We shot in Ireland, which I knew they were going for a real utopia, like a real green lush.
Grass, beautiful, lush, everything.
Everything. So every day when I got to our location, I would just walk around with my camera and just be like, wow, I can't believe I'm here. Look at where I'm at. Because just the setting itself, without any effects or out anything, every place we picked to shoot on,
very utopian and picturesque as is.
It was gorgeous. And then I've seen 4 episodes, the first 4 episodes, and then you see the special effects that are sometimes big in scope and then sometimes very subtle. Like, you won't know if I knew I was in a dark can, but somehow they managed to put the world outside of some windows. Like, we were in a set that was dark and there was no light, and we were like in the basement of the set, like not even on the floor where you could get some light. And next thing you know, it was outside the world and an ocean and all kind of stuff that was like, how did they? Wow, I didn't see that coming. Like, I saw little green dots in place, and I was like, huh, I wonder what's gonna go there. And I wonder what's gonna go there. And the next thing you know, you see this show, it's like, oh snap, that's outside. That's out. Yeah, it was the work that they did between our DPs and our directors and our effects team, fantastic. Like, I've never been a part of anything sci-fi, so that was another reason that I was running towards this full speed. Um, so yeah, so to see it come out and to have it look and feel the way it does, I'm really proud, and I'm hoping people run and buy AMC Plus so that they can see it too, because it's a new treatment joint.
I mean, I know why I really have enjoyed the teasers that I've seen for Moonhaven. It's sci-fi, it's intriguing, it's
Mhm.
beautifully set, and all the other reasons we talked about so far. But what do you think it is about Moonhaven, from your opinion, that's really going to make it a fast fan favorite series?
Hope. It's the world we're proposing, and hope, and a crazy, almost, you could say hippie way of dealing with each other and looking at each other. It's like you're holding up a crazy funhouse mirror to see yourself and go, oh wow, we could do better. We could do better. We as a people now, we could do better. And if you look at that, some of it is a little like, I wouldn't go that far. But some of it, just the subtleties are like, yeah, look at that. That seemed easy. It seems easy to get along. And of course, not everything's perfect. It can't be perfect. But
Right.
but just the hope that it proposes seems like something I would want to see and then see more of. Like where is this gonna go? Is this all gonna crash, or are they gonna save us? You know what I mean? Or could that be the way? Are the mooners gonna save the earth, or is it all gonna get dismantled somehow? I want to see more.
Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention how much I love Teenage Bounty Hunters. What does it mean to you that you've got this new younger fan base from the recent projects you've been doing, and people are even still trying to save Teenage Bounty Hunters?
Yeah, yeah. That'll always be, the one that got away. You tell that story about, I was reeling in this 400-pound marlin, and then all of a sudden the line broke. Yeah, it's probably it's probably um one of the things I'm most proud of ever. Like there's a small top three or top four, and that's one of the things I'm most proud of. I just thought we struck such a chord between, old and young, black and white, rich and poor, like all these different these elements that maybe shouldn't have been together found their way to each other. And then there was a love story about these between this older guy and these twin girls that have nothing to do with each other, and how they came to need each other and depend on each other. Yeah. I'm trying to save Teenage Bounty Hunters. I keep thinking, man, how did that happen? How did that not go? And then they even make it worse. I know a bunch of stuff that was planned for season 2, and I was like, oh
Oh,
man,
it's dagger to the heart.
oh yeah, it burns. But yeah, I was really lucky to be in that. It was another one where I read it and I knew instantly, oh my God, if they let me do this and they let me do this the way I think I should do this, it's going to be fantastic. At least for me, satisfying as an actor. You know what I mean? I'm going to be able to always look at that and say to Maddie and Angelica and Kathleen and Genji, like we did that. Devin and everybody else,
Method.
all of them. Yeah, math. Math came through.
Night,
Came
night.
through. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're a real one. Nice. Night night.
I think that
Yeah.
really combined all of your talents. It's comedy, it's physicality, it's drama, it's family. You guys built this on-screen family, and I think a lot of it didn't just resonate with people who are fans of drama. It was young fans, like you said, older fans. It
Mhm.
was
Yep.
a beautiful series told. So our
Yep.
fingers are still crossed that it finds a home, and you guys can return to that beautiful series.
I would love nothing more. That was a joy. That was really like at a time where I was like, okay, what do I gotta find something quick? I need to, I need to work. I got that script. And then it was like, holy cow. And we did it. And I'll love those people forever for that.
I'm pretty sure the feeling is mutual, especially not just from the girls that you guys developed such a familial relationship, but also the fandom. I know still, like I said, still holds such a special place for you and the wonderful work you all did on that series.
Absolutely.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the wonderful work you do on our screens?
Please, if you can, I know gas is a motherfucker right now, but please get you some AMC Plus and watch Moonhaven. I think it'll really it grabs you in a way that most people aren't expecting, and it affects you in a way that most people aren't expecting. It has a lot of elements that'll appeal to a wide range of I don't know, demographics or just people. And if you give it a chance, you'll find yourself wanting to know more and trying to figure out who done it. Who done it. Yeah.